Okay, so you can take a seat or lie down, closing the eyes, opening the palms, and taking a few deep breaths. And then resting your awareness to the breath, becoming aware of whatever is present, whatever is at the forefront. And this can be thoughts, physical sensations, energy, emotions, feelings. And generally, when we hop on and we take a breath and we relax into our form, what we first start to notice is whatever on a human level is present. And then when we allow that to flow and we get to a sense of acceptance around it, because it's an experience, we don't have to do much with it in this moment, we start to then open up to an essence, open up to a calm, open up to an energy. And somehow I feel compelled to start today by saying that you are not other people's perception of you. Just take a breath, because I feel that there is a lot of struggle that people experience because they feel like in some ways they can be defined by other people's perception. And each and every human being that is perceiving in this world is perceiving through their own lens. And our personal lenses, for the most part, are not clear. So, as far as I'm concerned, there is only one clear lens, and that clear lens sees you as pure love, and that clear lens sees you as an emanation of light, and that clear lens perceives the truth about you beyond what has been spoken over you, beyond what has been thought about you, beyond even your personal idea of yourself. And so, if we can allow ourselves to live in this truth, that nothing that has been spoken over us is who we are, that our own perception of ourselves isn't who we are, and that how other people perceive us has everything to do with other people and nothing to do with us. Now, whatever it does do to you, it has to do with what you have empowered. And this is why you maybe start to notice that if some people that are close to you, that are dear to you, that you want to be seen by or to receive their love, or you feel connected to, or you are related to, if those people say things and articulate their perspective and it's not positive, it can feel very heavy, because there is in some ways in you a desire to be perceived by them in a different way, because you have an attachment and a need as far as the perception of that human being goes. And also, that is completely normal. It is not a good feeling when people we love say things about us that aren't nice. It's not a good feeling when you try so hard for people around you and they don't seem to see that or acknowledge that, or they are talking about your shortcomings or whatever that is. So let's first be with that. Let's just be with that it's okay that historically people's opinions and perspectives about us have provided us with some sort of a sting. Just taking a breath. and bringing compassion to the part in you that is impacted. Because even though your perception of yourself and other people's perception of you aren't the clear lens and the truth about you, the truth about life, still it's not pleasant. And getting in touch with the frustration around that, the fear around that, the sadness around that. First, vibrationally addressing whatever is left inside you around this. And I do feel that at some point we have to stop looking at our surroundings for the validation. Stop looking at our surroundings for the love. Stop looking at our surroundings for the approval. Someone once told me that you cannot actually look into the illusion hoping to find the truth about you. So people around you, for the most part, unless they know and embody who and what they are, will not see you clearly. And in some ways, we don't see ourselves clearly. However, we have access to a place and space within that does. Now, welcoming the sadness of this looking outside of yourself for approval, for validation, for recognition, and seeing where you haven't gotten that. And maybe for some of you, it has even been violent, like people called you names, people bullied you, people put their distorted projections onto you. Having a sense of compassion around all of it. Just keep breathing and relaxing and allowing creation to receive you in what is vibrationally there inside you in regards to rejection, projection. Letting it melt, letting the tears flow, letting the fear shake out, letting the rage come out, because really, honestly and truly, each and every one of us has tried so hard. Each and every one of us is constantly trying so hard. Trying so hard for your parents, trying so hard for your children, trying so hard to it yourself, trying so hard in your work. So just breathing through the sadness of trying so hard to be seen, to be validated, to be appreciated, and to receive something else on the other side. Some rejection, some mirror of not being enough. Something that makes you feel like you are not enough, like it was not enough, like no matter how hard you try, it will just never be enough. And knowing that in that feeling, you are incredibly loved. In that feeling, you are incredibly held. In that feeling, you are not alone. Because what that feeling actually is a residue of living from the outside in. It is where we have empowered the lie that who and what we are and how we are is not enough. And I feel personally like that is a very painful thing about being a human being, meeting that feeling of just not being enough. And whether that's something that you feel towards yourself, whether that's something that your surroundings brings up in you, it doesn't really matter. But we come down here in a reality, and every human being meets it. Every human being meets this in some way. And we can connect to the clear lens. We can start to step into how our relationship with ourselves is actually one that is truthful. But we cannot embody that authentically without going through the vibrational residue of the sadness around this. And there is, of course, there is. You know, I think the single thing that human beings want is just to be appreciated as they are, is just to be able to let go of the pushing and striving, or to let go of all the different versions that you're running around as, just to make sure that you can be relaxed inside yourself. You can be seen. You can be appreciated. And so I want you to know, as all of this is unwinding, or whatever is happening is unwinding and coming up, I just want you to know that whether I know you very well or a little bit, or whether we've never actually met eye to eye, that you are appreciated here, that you are enough here. This is also why I will never say, you have to change this, you have to get rid of this, something has to happen first. No, nothing has to happen first. That's the lie. That is the lie that human beings keep on empowering, keep on having to live, keep on having to loop, keep on having to meet. And not here. You may get in touch with the residue that's in your system around it. But you are enough here, and you don't have to first get over your rage before you can receive love. You don't have to first stop feeling alone before you can receive love. You don't have to first be a version of yourself that is never afraid before you can start to receive love. You don't have to have anything successful going on in your life before you start to receive love. Just keep on breathing and relaxing. Letting whatever is remaining in your vibrational system around this, letting it come up, letting it lift off. And starting to step into a place and a space and a version where your relationship with yourself is one of appreciation. Starting to appreciate everything about you. Starting to appreciate that you're a feeling being. Starting to appreciate that you know emotions. Starting to appreciate the variety of this play of some moments going through experiences that seemingly elevate your sense of created self, and some moments going through experiences that seemingly crash and break your sense of created self. And seeing that no matter how much we have the revelation that we are this soul, that we are this light, that we are this love, we have to go through life. We have to go through the motions. We have to go through the experiences. And sometimes and some days, no matter how much, when you close your eyes and when you feel into your own heart, you can see, feel, and perceive clearly that there's infinite love there, that you are an emanation of light, that you're absolutely enough, and that you are really all right in every way. And my wish is that you can start to feel it more and more. No matter how much that is true and how much that is the ultimate truth, we are in here in a human form, in a human flesh, going through human experiences. And sometimes, in some moments, in some ways, life is challenging that in us. And that's okay. When life does that, just allow life to impact you. Because the degree to which it still impacts you just shows you that you are ready to let go now of that residue. Because really, it's nothing more than residue at this point. And now, from this accepting all the ways in which you have perceived yourself in a non-loving way, have acted towards yourself in a non-loving way, have been perceived by others in a non-loving way, have allowed life to empower that lack, that not enoughness, that scarcity. You can now start to get in touch with a place and a space where that does not reside. And really, that is the place and the space that we are stepping into, because we are not what has been spoken over us. And there is already now in every moment a place that's completely freed of it. And sometimes the doorway to that truth of wholeness, of fullness, of completion is stepping through the tears, stepping through the exhaustion, stepping through the residue of all the ways in which you tried so hard to be loved and liked and appreciated by other human beings that don't love themselves and that project onto you things that are frankly none of your business anymore, not anymore. So, if there are people in your life, in your past, that have played this role for you, let's humbly and lovingly set them free. I no longer need a mirror of the illusion of lack, of the illusion of shortcomings, of the illusion of not enoughness. And as the mirrors melt, the residue within you melts. And as the residue within you melts, you start to feel calm. It's almost like a relief, like, all right, that happened, that played out, I empowered it, I had to live it out, but no longer. I no longer have to live that out. I can start to keep coming back to the truth that no matter how people perceive me based on their survival and what they're going through and their distortions, I don't have to be a part of it anymore. I can take a breath and I can move into the place inside me that is clear, the place inside me that is free. And even if there's residue, and even if there's emotionality for a moment, please welcome it. Please let it flow. It's okay. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to prove anything. And if you're taking away anything from coming to these streams and joining, I really hope that it can be this, that you don't have to prove anything, that you don't have to be anything, that you can be all of it. And that in the deepest truth, no matter what that surface layer experience is of your humanity, of your unfolding, that at the deepest truth, none of that is touching who and what you are. And that who and what you are beyond all of these things slowly start to step into the forefront. You know why? Because maybe for the first time ever, you don't have to change. You don't have to workshop yourself. You don't have to do anything other than to recognize that you can receive. So let's do that. If your palms weren't open yet, just open them. And starting to receive the fullness of your being now, as you are. Starting to feel held by creation as you are. And starting to see that when you do that, everything melts inside you. All the pushing, all the striving, all the many faces, all the checking out your surroundings to feel safe, all the ways in which you said what you thought people wanted to hear, where you stepped away from yourself in order to be next to someone, where you tried so hard to not be left behind and still people left. All these things melting, because inside you, I promise you, there is a place and a space for which you are enough, in which you are enough, a place and a space that never rejects you, a place and a space that never runs the other direction, place and a space that always receives you. And so it receives you in your rage, it receives you in your unreasonabilities, it receives you in your fear, it receives you in your sadness, it receives you in your success, it receives you in your perceived shortcomings. It's just always neutral, lovingly neutral towards you. And if that can be the place and space that we source our experience from, then we are stepping into a beautiful life. You cannot look at the illusion and expect to see the truth of you. We have to start feeling where the illusion is still holding residue within us, and then allow that to be received by the truth. And there's no becoming in that. And there's no fixing in that. There's nothing that needs to change in that. And it's okay to be a human being. What else are you gonna be? You are a human being. You are a human being born in this time, moving through what it means to be one in this time. That is not the flaw. That is not the mistake. Nothing about it is a mistake. Stepping into the truth of all of it, and starting to have your experience sourced by it. So starting to feel that your physicality is sourced by this truth. Allowing everything to melt. Starting to feel that your brain is sourced by this truth. Allowing everything to open, shift into spaciousness. Because if you are no longer a problem that needs to be solved, your brain can relax. If you are received within yourself and you're safe within yourself, your nervous system can relax. That's how it works. And when we relax, we can receive our natural state. And we can start to step into this universal manifestation of our life. And we can start to align with the truth that there is a loving neutrality towards us always. And you may never be good enough for anybody else. And you may always fall short in everybody else's eyes. But not here, not ever, not inside you anymore, no longer. Just keep breathing and relaxing and allowing that feeling, that delicious feeling of fullness and overflow to expand out of your body, into the room, into your home, into your neighborhood, seeing how vast that loving neutrality is. And it extends way beyond your neighborhood, into your city, into your village, into your country, into your continent, into this globe and beyond. A bath of loving neutrality that receives your humanity. And every evening that you hop on, that bath of loving neutrality is reinforced. The truth of you is reinforced. And you're allowed to be a human being in it. That isn't and never was the limitation. And we have empowered it to be so, but it isn't. All parts of your humanity, every thought, every frequency, every energy, every emotion is fully and completely received by the loving neutrality that is the truth of your being. Start sourcing your experience from within. Stop looking outside for the truth that can only be found inside you, cultivated inside you, committed to by you in every moment. Sorry. Taking a breath. And on the exhale, start moving down through the layers of the earth, spotting your continent, your country, city, village, street, neighborhood, your house, your room, your body, and allowing all of that love, that neutrality, that receiving nature to fall through your spine, through your pelvis, into the earth. Anchoring yourself on this earth as exactly the human being that you are. Only now knowing that you are lovingly received in every bit of it, always. Yay. Opening your eyes, keeping the gaze soft, and slowly bringing your awareness all the way back. Thank you.